TYT Talent. We're back at it again. I appreciate everybody looking. Make sure everybody know we are live. I'm here with KyShawn Jones today, and we want to talk about his journey on being able to be one of the soundball players. And we will be right back. So make sure you let everybody know that we are on, and so you won't miss the interview. So we'll be right back. We'll let everybody know that we're about to get the party started. And feel free, people, as we interview, if you have any questions, please drop in the chat. I do not mind at all. And we will see you in a few. All right, we're back. We're back. All right, this is KyShawn Jones. He is 6'3". His number is number 3 for us this jersey. He ranked number 3 for as the whole soundball. He is a professional soundball player, and he is the gunner. And we're about to get started. Oh yeah, he played for the Gifs, you guys. In case you don't know, this is a player from the Gifs, ranking number 3 in the league. All right, so KyShawn, you mentioned to me before that as you was a little boy, you seen this game on TV and you was very much interested in it. So talk about that journey and that whole saying, never give up on your dreams, how you was able to actually have that come true.
Well, yeah, it's like you say, I watched it as a kid and it used to come on Spike TV when it first started. And like you say, as a kid, you always had that dream of, oh, I want to go to the NBA, I want to go to the NFL. But when I saw this, I was like, yo, I got a trampoline in the backyard that I put a goal beside all the time. Like, I could do this. Like, when I grow up, I want to do this. And like I said, it went from that, and then it had stopped, and then they brought it back, and it was on Cartoon Network, and I was just like, okay, so this is something that they are continuously doing. So again, once I get older and I get a chance, I want to be able to do that. So yeah, fast forward, and I saw the opportunity come up, and I was just like, I couldn't miss it. Like, I couldn't not take that opportunity.
So talk to us about actually getting started with the process. You've seen it on TV. This is what I want to do. You never gave up. So talk to us about the extra process of getting into a game and such stuff.
So I was scrolling on Twitter, and this was, I want to say like 2021, 2021. And I was scrolling on Twitter, and I had seen that a video, just a random video about slam ball, and I retweeted it. It was like, yo, do y'all remember this? They need to bring it back. And I want to say a year after that, I had seen them make a post, and it was like, yeah, slam ball. No, it wasn't a year. Yeah, because it was, matter of fact, that's now my time is getting right now. So I want to say it was 2021. Then 2022, I seen the post, and they said they was bringing it back, and I said, yo, okay. So I kind of took the initiative of reaching out to all the players and all the coaches that I could remember that had something to do with the first go around. So I just started emailing, and pretty much everybody got the same email, but I adjusted it to, who I was talking to.
Right.
So 2023 come around, and they call. Matter of fact, it was the end of 2022, and I get a DM talking about, hey, send us your information and your email and your number and everything. It's like, okay, word. So a guy, Rob Wilson, called me, and he he went through and started telling me all the dates and where we were gonna be at, what numbers were looking like, what the TV deals was looking like, and I'm just like, oh, this is crazy. Like this is, and what really hit me and let me know that it was real, but was he didn't ask me for any money. Like it's a lot of things when you're dealing with sports, like you'll have agents and teams contact you and say, oh, we got a deal, we got a spot for you, but then they'll ask you for money. They just either raise the money for whatever they raising it for, or getting that money together for somebody else, or it might be a whole scam together and they just taking people money.
Okay.
But when he didn't ask me for any, I was just like, oh man, this might be legit. But then he hit me with the next phone call and was like, hey, you've been invited to training camp. Just get here. I was like, oh, snap. That's how that happened.
And that's how that happened. So where in particular was your first training camp?
They had everybody stationed in Vegas.
Okay.
Yep, everybody was. But that was the thing. Like, so they had two groups go. The first week they had the Elite 24, which they thought the best 24 guys who they thought the best 24 guys were gonna be, and they flew them out. But everybody else had to get themselves there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
One thing about me, I take everything personal, and I was just like, I don't believe there be 24 people here better than me. Like I said, when I got there, I made them pay for that.
So let's talk about, you just say you take things personal. So a lot of people be like, don't take it personal. But let's talk about how you can take one thing personal and use that for your advantage to advance whoever you need to advance in.
Yeah, just like you said, it's not really good. Like I said, in a lot of situations, it's not good to take a lot of things personal. But I think in a competitive situation, sometimes it's necessary. Everybody needs a why, and sometimes a why isn't always a deep why. Like, oh, my living situation, my parents, or whatever the situation may be. Sometimes you just need, oh, they didn't want to fly me here. Bet.
And this time around, I'm coming better and better.
Fly me here. So, you know what I mean? It's just small things like that.
Small things. All right. So before we get into a little bit more questions about soundball, let's talk about your background. You graduated from George Washington High School, and I had the pleasure to talk to you about my second time. This is about second time around. And you talked about a little bit the first time around how your your high school years may not look like the kid that took school seriously. So let's talk about how taking school not so seriously can still give you an opportunity to be successful in life.
For sure. So, like you said, I was one of them kids in school. Like, I did not want to be there. Like, and it's not that, oh, I didn't think that school was necessary. It's just I was one of the ones, I felt like a lot of this stuff that we're learning isn't necessary. But I loved sports, and the only way you're gonna be able to do that is going to school. So, and I don't want nobody hearing this taking it as, oh, I didn't that school isn't important, because it definitely is. But like I said, I was young, I know I was hard headed and stubborn, and I made it hard. So, I didn't take it serious, honestly, until my junior year, because I started to realize, like, bro, like, you're really good at what you do, and you better tighten up if you want to continue doing what you enjoy. So it got to my senior year, and it was just like, oh, I think I'm on track. I'm starting to get schools that's interested. And my high school coach, Coach Carr, shout out Coach Carr, he came to me and was like, hey, Slay, which my nickname, he was like, hey, like, Slay, you're not on track to graduate. I'm just like, what you mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of stuff going on that again is on my behalf too, but things happened and I didn't have all the classes I needed, not just on my behalf, but it was kind of, a collective doing when it came to that. So
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't on par to graduate, but thanks to Coach Carr, thanks to a lot of really, really, really good teachers that cared, I had to kick, I had to do a lot to
Mm-hmm.
graduate
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
year when it was supposed to be my year to chill.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I ended up getting it done.
Right.
It was hard, but I got it done.
He definitely will know who to pick for the battles, right? You got it done, you moving forward, and now you represent Danville, Virginia in a whole nother realm.
And that's why I was like you said, I knew what I wanted to do. And I knew, like I said, if I wanted to continue to do this was something that I had to get past.
Right.
And I couldn't just be like, man, no, forget it. And I was not, I wasn't going, I had to go to school. And that was the crazy thing. Like, I wasn't on track to go to school, but fast forward, I ended up being the first one to sign to school out of my senior class. Well, out of my group of.
Right, right. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
So no,
So now I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. That's the background story. Now I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. Gunner, for the ones that haven't never watched it, Day of Slam Ball. Let's talk about exactly what is the Gunner is, so we can get a little education with this piece.
for sure. So a gunner is pretty much like the shooting guard, I would say, of slam ball, because really we only play 4 positions. We don't have 5 people on the court. It's 4 on 4. You have 2 gunners, a handler, which is like your point guard, and then you have a stopper, which is like your center. So, um, when you pretty much your objective is slam ball. I mean, granted there are 3s, 3s, and 4-pointers, but the objective is to get as high as you can and dunk the ball. Like that's what people are there to see. So,
So,
but
what's your favorite part?
I that's the thing. I enjoy the sport. It's not. I don't really have a favorite part. Like everybody think it would be the dunking, but I enjoy the sport as a whole. Like I didn't act like I told you, I took it personal. So when I went over there, I pretty much immersed myself in the sport, and that's really all I watched. So
That's how you study. That's how you study to make it.
I was in it.
You was on it.
But
So the night when the slam dunk competition came on, it was a lot of feedback. You did your thing, by the way.
appreciate you.
But there's 3 pieces with that. The fact that you put in the work to even still be on TV, to even be in that Bremer Bush that you was actually to compete against. And then the second is actually paying the hard work to create the slam dunk that you wanted to do. And then the third thing is even still at the end of the day, the other guy got it. But at the end of the day, how do you bounce back and how do you still keep your confidence up and still keep the love of the game for the game?
For sure. I was so speaking on it, like you said, I was hurt.
Right.
I was hurt because we had just lost, like before that contest, we had just lost the playoff game. Like now, first of all, we just lost the playoff game. I'm sick.
Mm-hmm.
Second,
Mm-hmm.
it's starting to kick in now. Oh, we getting ready to go home.
Okay.
So I don't even want to do the dunk contest. I
Okay.
tell them I wasn't gonna do it. But then,
Oh.
yeah, honestly, and then all my teammates was like, bro, you gonna win it. I'm just like, you know what? Bet.
Uh-huh.
But so if you go back and watch the contest, I came out and I had on glasses or shades,
Mm-hmm.
and the dude he's like, "What's that? That part of the dunk?"
Yeah.
People don't know. I just finished crying. I was really hurt. I was,
Okay.
I was,
Okay.
I ain't know, and I didn't want nobody to see me. Um, so like you said, we go through, and I, like I said, the whole time I'm feeling I'm winning. I'm feeling I'm winning, and I get to the championship round, and I'm like, bro, I know I'm gonna win this. Now I can kind of make up for me and my teammates a little bit, and just feel a little bit better about the night. My name don't get called again. I'm sick. Immediately start crying. My coach come grab me, tell me put my glasses back on. Like it was it was a tough moment for me because I just expected the night to go a completely different way. But when the dude that won came and dapped me up, I had to realize, like, yo, cliche, bro, you're not even supposed to be here. So enjoy the fact that you are here. Enjoy the, like, granted, even though it's hard that when you losing it, but I had to really be like, all right, you really did do what you came here to do.
Yeah.
That would have been extra.
And then coming back to Danville, you was All-Star. You was All-Star. So when you returned to your hometown, how did that feel for you?
It's still cool. It's still like people always come up and be like, yo, how proud and how happy they are, and how cool it is, and how really, and it's crazy to hear it sometimes when they be like, it's inspiring to see you didn't quit on your dream, like, because like I turned 29 this year. I didn't think my first big opportunity was gonna happen at 28. Like,
right.
could have gave this dream up a long time ago.
You could have, definitely, you could have.
So, and like I said, I knew I was supposed to be doing something. Was it slam ball? Not at all. But it happened, and I really, like I said, I'm appreciative of it, and I'm enjoying it for real.
That's what's up. So let's talk about, you talk about that it was that tough moment, putting the shades back on. So as a complete yeah, I'm about to zone in for a second. As a complete being a young black male, being on TV, having feelings, still want this outcome, and sometimes it don't work like that. Let's talk about how you still have to keep your emotions in check, but at the same time be vulnerable at what are you feeling in that moment to press through.
For sure, and that's funny, like you say that, because if anybody like know me, I wear my emotions. Like, I'm not one.
Okay.
I'm not gonna hide it for real. Like, sometimes you do hide it because you have to, but I wear my emotions, and especially in a competitive sports setting, that's where I can let my emotions be a little bit more free. And again, if you watch the dunk contest, it's a couple of times where you can see me like, nah, or I don't agree with something like that. Somebody getting too many chicks. Like, I'm really like, nah, y'all bugging right now. But again, and that's not on no spite towards my competitor. It's really just on my competitiveness and knowing my work and what I done put in. So what I've done and what my competitor has done is not. I almost got knocked out of the competition due to popularity.
Okay.
And I lost the competition due to some other factors. And again, I don't want to make it seem like I'm bitter about it and hating about it, but it's it's life. Things happen. So like I said, it's just, again, I didn't hide the fact that I was upset. People seen it, but again, eventually I shook it off and had to accept the fact, like, hey, bro, like, you lost, but you here and you did your thing. So
Yeah.
I get, and always, like I said, I'll get it back for sure.
Yeah, and that's the beautiful thing about it, the bounce back. And the bounce back always be greater than the comeback, excuse me. Well, yeah, you got to bounce back to come back. The comeback always be greater than what we truly expect, because we take the trial and tribulation to make us stronger.
Right.
So, but that's funny to me that you had the shades on because of that reason.
So hard. Oh, God.
And guess what? It's gonna be some tears of joy when you do accomplish that particular title. So it's okay. Those preference tiers. I say that's preference tiers. Okay, preference tiers. Okay. All right. So where does the season go for you next? Where does the whole next upcoming season goes next for you?
All right. So right now, we are getting like buzzings of where our season may be. As far as the players knowing where we're going to be at, we don't know.
Okay.
But the only thing that we do know for certain that we're going to be southeast is what they told us.
Okay. Okay.
So and then they told us be planning on leaving. At first we had a date of like April 22nd, and obviously we're past that. So they ended up telling us to be looking closer towards the same time we left last year. So that'll be in June.
Okay. So with these 261, according to Slam Ball stats on the website, 261. Tell us what's the hardest part about gaining the 261, but what's the easiest part? Because I got this. It's in my nature, in my blood.
261. I'm confused. What is the 261?
Is that the points? Because on Snowball, that's the stats for points. But
total stats, my total points.
Yeah, because I'm kind of curious. Because I'm like, is that accurate or what? I'm kind of curious.
I would hope so.
Okay. I thought it was more, but y'all have many components of slam ball. But I'm gonna let you answer the question.
No, honestly, that sounds about right because we only played, if I'm not mistaken. Ah man, that's bad because I can't remember how many games we played.
That's okay.
I'm gonna say 13 to 14 games, maybe. So that's quite a few because I think because the championship team went, I think 17-0 or something like that. So yeah, so 200 points is a lot because I think I was averaging like 20. It's been a minute, and I haven't looked.
It's been a minute. But it's 261 for the record. Okay. So you can know it's 261. Guys, 261 and 5 assists. So let's talk about the gaining your 261 points, and let's talk about the assists. Like, what's the hardest part? And like I said, that's what's easy about it because that's just about the play of nature.
Okay, for sure. The points, honestly, I'm not gonna say any of it's the hardest or the easy. Like, it's all kind of hard. Like,
okay, that's fair enough.
That's what I'm like. When I first got back, I had to kind of check a few people because people was kind of not disrespect. Well, it was disrespecting it, like kind of shortchanging it, like it wasn't a hard sport to play. And I constantly tell people this is the hardest thing I've ever done. And I play football and basketball. Like, this is hard. And it's like, because when, like I said, you got the base sport is basketball, but we have basketball, football, hockey, like, and gymnastics, kind of like it's a lot going on. Going on. So you got a lot of guys that when they got cut, they couldn't, like I said, they just couldn't figure the sport out because they was either good at what they was doing and they couldn't grasp, oh, this is a trampoline right here. Like, I gotta be good at this part too. Or, oh, I'm a football player and I can't play basketball. Like, it's a lot that goes in it, and it's a lot of guys that had to figure it out really fast. And I was one of those guys. Again, I play football and I play basketball, and I've had a trampoline my whole life. This was not easy, excuse me, but you get what I'm saying. The transition. Yeah. So, but the hardest part, honestly, like I said, and like I said, it's hard for me to answer the question because, like I said, it's all kind of hard.
It's all.
It's all kind of.
And I can see that. I can see that because I even watched the games when you guys. It looked like on our end you would get stuck inside the trampoline, and then the fact that you guys can actually be tackled physical, like a basketball, shoot a hoop. So I can see that. And I remember the first game I watched. Them boys was physical. I'm like, what is going on? What is this? So even you guys still putting your body on the line, even I would like to say physical. There you go. Even you guys are putting your body on the line as physical back to the football thing. So I can honestly see. But the easy thing for you, and correct me if I'm wrong, because you know the dynamics of football and because you know the context of basketball, you could kind of like put it together once you was in the ring. Okay.
Yep. And that's honestly one of the main reasons why they called me back. Like it won't but a handful of guys. I want to say you can I can count on my hand how many there that didn't have prior D1, high D1 or professional experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I was one of them guys. And that's why I said we weren't technically supposed to be there, but they looked at us and was like, let's see.
Yeah.
And they was like, one of the main reasons of them calling me back was the fact that I still actively played football and basketball.
Gotcha.
And I was just like, yo, thank you, because it was so many times I don't honestly like football, but I can.
Oh, okay.
But I'm decent enough at it to the point where I can get paid to do it. So
Okay.
they say put all my eggs in one basket.
Right.
Boom, that played into me getting in here because they was like, hey, you still play both. Let's see.
Okay. Gotcha. So going into next season, what is something you might want to change just to, have a better season? It's life. We get better. So what is the one thing you already have in your mind or been working on to have a better season for next year or upcoming season soon?
I have to be better at getting my teammates involved. And it's not saying that I'm selfish by no means. Like, I'm not a ball hog. That's not. But we had a situation where, like, I was our third round draft pick, and we had a guy that was supposed to be our guy. And not saying that he wasn't our guy, but he was. I fell back because I felt like he was supposed to do the bulk of the scoring.
Okay.
But like, draft pick, and that was his job.
Okay.
We shortly figured out, like, we don't know if that's what his role's supposed to be.
Okay.
So I stepped up and I asked all my teammates. I was just like, how do y'all feel about me, like, really taking over and really scoring? And we've been waiting on that.
Okay.
I was like, and I asked Justin, like, that's our captain, our number one draft pick, and I asked him, I'm like, bro, how do you feel? I pulled him to the side by himself. I said, how do you feel about this for real, bro? Because again, you can say you all right with it, but you really feel away. Like,
that's true.
And I asked him, I'm like, how you feel? And he was like, bro, if that's what we need to get on track, that's what we got to do. And I turned it up from there. But when I started doing that, I stopped trying to make certain plays. I started just going in and trying to get a bucket and being a scorer, and I got caught up in being a scorer. I got to be better at. Sometimes being a decoy is a real thing too, and I got to be better at being a decoy sometimes. So.
Okay. So that's interesting. So you guys literally have that guy that guy's supposed to be the one that push off the points for the. That's interesting. Got you.
No, because that's honestly because that's you got drafted in the first round for a reason. You're supposed to be our guy.
Oh, okay. I see it. I see what you're saying. And that was your guy that drafted in the first round.
Huh?
Got you. I see what you're saying.
So, and like I said, but earlier on, before we even played any games, my coach had gave me the green light. Like he's you show that you can do everything in this game and do it well. And again, he said it in front of the team, so it wasn't like it was like a secret or anybody could, say anything against him. But again, like I said, I still had to go to them and see like how y'all really felt about that. Because again, I ain't trying to have y'all feeling the type of way. This not gonna work if y'all feeling the type of
right.
So,
And it's like family. Like you know how different things goes. You could say one thing and you could do another one, but I gotta be stuck with you for a great deal of time. So
or,
let's talk about you being staying focused before we tell y'all where you can find them. Let's talk about that staying focused piece.
mm,
You was in Las Vegas. That they say what stays in Vegas, what happened in Vegas stays in Vegas. But let's talk about that focus piece. You came down there to do something. You went down there, broke some records, created some records for Danville, Virginia. But let's talk about that focus piece.
yeah. Honestly, that wasn't really a problem for me. Like,
Okay.
I say I went down there and I was on a mission. Like I said, I keep saying it. I took it personal. So
Okay.
took it personal when y'all didn't fly me out here. Boom. I got drafted in the third round. And again, I'm not supposed to be here. But I took that personal too. I said, oh, that means y'all still think it's at least 20 people here better than me.
Yeah.
I made y'all pay for it all year. I finished top 8. So technically, I can say I'm the best in the world at what I do.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. You can. You
so
can.
I tell you, like, I locked in from the time I landed in Vegas. Like, I don't get me wrong, I went out and enjoyed Vegas with my teammates and stuff. But again, I can count on my hand how many times I went out.
Right.
So
Right.
I went over there and I really locked in and bought in. Like they say, like I that was my job.
Right. So do you think that senior year of going through what you went through kind of like came back into, oh yeah, I gotta lock in again?
Yeah. And that's never really been a problem for me. Like
Okay.
I have to get something done. It's what it is. You gotta lock in. You gotta get it.
Yeah.
But like I said, I went over there. I mean, I don't think I was late for any. When I tell you I locked in, I wasn't late for anything.
That's fine.
I didn't, like I said, I was, the only thing that I didn't do what I was supposed to do sometimes was my sleeping schedule was bad because sometimes I'd come home and just crash after practice and then be up all night or vice versa
Okay.
a day and then crash and then it was just my sleeping was bad. But that's really, like I said, other than that, I was super focused.
That's good. And you was in Vegas and you still your prime 20 years. You're in your 20s. So even older folks, myself, I can say it be time for us to go to bed, but we somewhere doing something else. We know we supposed to be laying down. So that's everybody. And that's kudos to you being in Vegas and still staying locked in. So that's kudos to you.
So,
Kudos to you. So what would you say to the people if I had to do it all over again? What would I do different? Or even if you like, look, everything I did, I would still do the exact things, but I encourage you to do this. What would you do? What would you say?
lock in a lot sooner.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, like, and that's the thing that I try to do now. Like, we didn't have a lot of people coming back. I mean, granted, I'm not in the NBA, I'm not in the NFL, but I am getting paid to do something that I enjoy.
Right.
So one thing I do is whenever I'm talking to any of the youngins, like I'll try to let them know little stuff that I needed to hear from
Mhm.
when I was younger that I didn't get. Or like I said, we didn't have guys coming back really and talking to us. Like we didn't have them. Like
Mhm. Mhm.
anytime anybody called me, like anytime you call me, I told you I got you. Anytime
Mhm.
you call me, want to do a camp, I'm there. Because again, sometimes people need to hear just you don't know what people need to hear. So,
Right.
they need to hear what you got to say.
Mhm. Mhm. And sometimes people ain't like you just said. You don't take it. Like you just said, we don't always take it from the people you feel as though it should be taken from.
For
Then
sure.
here you are. Your story and actions lines up to make a change for somebody else.
For sure. Like I said, it took me until I was 28. I don't want it to take anybody till it's 20 till you 20. I put a lot of of miles on my body before my opportunity came. So, like I said, you gotta lock in a lot sooner.
Lock in a lot sooner. Lock in. What's your proudest moments in the whole slam ball first year experience? You gotta tell us. You gotta tell us.
Honestly, it was me finishing in the top 8. That was
Okay.
really, that was kind of me stamping the I told y'all. Like
Okay.
like I said, what they say, I don't prove nobody wrong. I prove myself right.
Right. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was me. Like, and again, I don't hide anything. I'm pretty honest now. So I
Mm-hmm.
tell people, like, when I was there, they was, oh, you're looking really good, yada yada yada. Like, I'm like, I appreciate you, but I would tell them, like, best believe when we play y'all, you gonna pay for not picking me.
You
Like,
can't get that.
there was a lot of weird. Sometimes it was weird energy. Sometimes it was like, I ain't gonna say fake, but it was a lot of weird stuff going on. It was just, and I'm not feeling that. Like, so
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, don't worry about it. I'm gonna show you better than.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna do no whole lot of talking. I didn't make a lot of friends either down there. I mean, granted, it's some guys that I did make some good connections down there, but at the same time, again, I was locked in.
You was on that plan. You was
To
on
try
that plan.
this year, but last year it was up.
It was up. It was up. It was up. And I understand that because sometimes when you're in a mission, um, different, like you said, different obstacle comes in and you got to channel, is that obstacle? Do I stay focused? What's going on here? I got a mission. So that is okay. Like friends will come, friends will go, but the closest ones stay around, right?
So,
For sure. So is anybody, where can we find you and well, you already told us you don't know specific the dates of when the season gets started, but where can we find you?
you can find me on Instagram, Slay_Griffin, and that's kind of bad. I don't even remember my Twitter.
It's okay.
Bad, but yeah. But I'm mainly on Instagram, and that's, like I said, that's Slay_Griffin.
That's where we at. That's where we at. Got you. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out?
Hey, shout out to Griff. Shout out Justin Holmes, Jordan Grant, Connor Hollenbeck, Adam Stanford, Deshaun Kelly. Shout out my coach Jelani Janice, and my coach Big Rod.
Mm-hmm.
Um, 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 uh, that's it right now.
That's all right right there. That's all right.
My God, some love.
That's all right there. That's all right. So you guys heard it for KyShawn Jones from Danville, Virginia. So he is playing the Gunner, number 3. So continue to look for him as he gets started on his next season upcoming. So stay tuned for that. And you guys make sure you share the video, like the video, go like our pages, which will be in the description. And once again, thank you guys so much for watching the show here with TYT Silent and KyShawn Jones. Until next time, people.